Right now, a live look at Tel Aviv, Israel, where already it's late afternoon. The rising crisis between Israel and Iran is raising many questions about how it got to this point, as well as reminding people that this part of the world has undergone seemingly consistent conflict for thousands of years. Here now to help us understand the story is Professor Levin from Emory, Department of Middle Eastern and South Asian Studies. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Why should people in Metro Atlanta pay close attention to what's happening right now?
Well, this is a conflict that's going to require some sort of American involvement to bring it to some end, whether that's a negotiated solution through American diplomacy or through direct American military involvement. So these are big questions for the United States, whether people have family in the region or whether they have people involved in the military.
Given Israel's historic approach to external threats, how does this current crisis, compare to past conflicts?
Well, you have to remember there's been plenty of wars in the past 50 years, but none of them have been between Israel and another country, a government with a full military. You know, Israel's had war against Hamas, Hezbollah. These are non-state actors. You have to go back till 1973 to find a war in which Israel is really fighting a major enemy. So we're really in uncharted territory here. Israel had a really successful initial strike, but just because we know how this starts doesn't mean we know how it's going to end.
All right. Historically, the United States has tried to manage the tensions in that particular region of the world. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, America has a long history of involvement as a diplomatic negotiator. We're talking about Jimmy Carter and Egypt and Israel in the 1970s. We're talking about Bill Clinton, Israel and Palestinians in the 1990s. So right now, the question is if we're heading toward a longer military struggle between Israel, Iran, and potentially the United States, or if President Trump is going to really try to play the role of negotiator and resurrect some sort of Iran nuclear agreement that's a more advanced version of, or a more comprehensive version of what President Obama negotiated 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know, this is a part of the world where it's, George's favorite son, former President Jimmy Carter, tried to bring some peace. How is his legacy still felt today there?
Yeah, I mean, you have a record of success with Jimmy Carter in having negotiated a settlement between Israel and its then greatest enemy, the government of Egypt. So the fact is, amazing things can happen. You know, obviously there's been missteps, there's been challenges in negotiations in the decades since, but there's certainly some precedent. And the negotiations, the Camp David Accord that President Carter successfully negotiated came only a few years after the 1973 Yom Kippur War. So just because there's a war breaking out now can actually create openings for potential negotiated solutions in the years to come.
Mm-hmm. Back to the current situation, what flashpoints are you looking for currently?
Well, again, are we going in the direction of American involvement? So the heart of the Iranian nuclear program is deeply underground, and only American bombs and the B-2 bomber can destroy it. So we have a few different possibilities here. Is America going to get involved? Will there be decisive destruction of the nuclear program? Will there be a negotiated disarmament? Because there's all this military pressure from Israel, and the Trump administration steps in and takes advantage of that, which would require Iran really backing down in a way that's hard to foresee, but not impossible. Or are we going to see an extended a war which goes on at a lower medium level? And all of these are possibilities. And only time will tell, given the leadership of these three countries.
Of those possibilities, how do you see this playing out? 6, maybe 12 months from now? How do you envision it playing out?
Well, the best solution for anyone would be a negotiated Iranian disarmament. And this is incredible pressure on Iran right now. I think that's not a highly likely scenario, but it would be ideal. There's a possibility of American involvement in decisive destruction but that could also not resolve the war, but leave things at a low level. So, and then if the program isn't destroyed, there's also going to be a continuing sort of low-level conflict. So there's a good chance that this could last a long time. There's a possibility this could end quickly. You know, I'm a historian. I look toward the past. I'm not predicting the future, but these are all possibilities of things that might emerge from this.
Gotcha. All right, Professor Geoffrey Levin, but we appreciate you joining us today, and thank you for your insight. I'm sure we're going to have you back soon to talk more about this.
Thank you so much.